I hope you're having a great day and I hope you had a great weekend. Well, today I'm going to talk about belly fat and what are some of the most powerful lifestyle changes that you can make to reduce belly fat. Number one, what we need to understand is, what is our reason for losing belly fat? If you have a lot of belly fat, you should be looking at, losing that belly fat because it isn't good for your sugar levels, it isn't good for your hormones, it isn't good for your back, your knees, and everything else. A little bit of belly fat isn't really a problem unless you really have those issues of wanting to have a flat stomach and look good and all of that stuff. It can be psychologically depressing when we constantly do things to lose belly fat and we don't achieve that. But we need to understand the science behind belly fat and what the obstacles are, why we put it on and why we find it difficult to lose. Number one, the question that you ask yourself, how long did it take you to put on all that belly fat? And the usual answer would be it happened over a year, 2 years, and 3 years. Well, your belly fat, if it took 2 to 3 years to come onto your system, onto your body, it's not going to go away in 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. So number one, realistic goal. You need to have a realistic goal to lose belly fat. When you start exercise, smart dieting and everything else, you won't start losing fat from your belly first. You lose it from your face, from your upper body, different parts of your body, and the last in your belly. Your belly has fat cells that holds onto fat for several reasons. Now, some people could have medical issues that prevents them from burning belly fat. So you want to get your thyroid levels checked. Young girls, women, they want to check if they have PCOD, so you want to do that. Insulin resistance is a huge problem that a lot of people face. It doesn't mean you're diabetic, but you will want to check your sugar levels to see if you have insulin resistance. Because a lot of people have insulin resistance and they're unable to lose weight and they get belly fat because your body produces insulin to push sugar into cells. But this doesn't work well because the cells are resistant to insulin. And then you have more fat accumulation in your body, especially in your belly area. Women with high estrogen levels will also tend to have a lot of belly weight. You may be working out, eating well, but if you have a lot of stress in your life, that increases your estrogen level in women and men as well. You have a drop in testosterone. Testosterone helps us maintain lean muscle and lean mass. So your hormones are usually the main reason why people struggle to lose belly fat. You have a hormonal imbalance. Your body is not communicating, your cells are not communicating with one another, and it starts holding on to more and more weight. So hormonal balance is something that you need to fix, and diet alone doesn't do that. The worst mistake people can make is get onto crash diets and fad diets, because that cripples your metabolism and it actually creates more hormonal imbalance. So you will force the weight off your body because you've created a huge calorie deficit, but you've also created hormonal imbalance, and you'll find yourself losing weight everywhere, but that fat on your belly area will tend to get more and more stubborn. You need to understand the connection between hormones and belly fat. There is miscommunication between your cells, and that is the reason why your body is not releasing the weight that you, no matter how much you exercise and how well you eat. So these are the medical parts. For most men, they have low testosterone levels, and that's why you have a pot belly. So you need to make sure that your testosterone levels are good enough. Now, when I look at commonalities in people who struggle with belly fat, number one is your attitude. If you are lazy, you will have belly fat. It's as simple as that. If you are inconsistent, you will have belly fat. Working out for 1 week and then missing your workouts for the next 5 to 6 days, or you travel and you eat out, you eat junk food all the time and you come back to a diet, you need to understand that your body works on physiology, biology, and chemistry, not on your time schedule, not on your travel plan, not on your daily agenda. So you have to give your body consistency. You have to. And frustration creeps into people because they try to beat their bodies and punish their bodies with different exercise programs and diets to lose weight. And then they wonder why they're not doing it because they don't have consistency. And when you speak to these people, they're not consistent with their workouts. They're not consistent with clean eating. They're not consistent with their sleep cycles. And that is all that is required to lose your belly fat. So let's go over a couple of lifestyle changes that you can make immediately right now. Number one, stop overeating. Even the good stuff. Just because it's a salad doesn't mean you overeat it. Understand energy. Okay, if your body doesn't have a requirement for energy from the food that you've eaten, it stores it as fat for the future. That's how it works. So you can be overdoing an avocado shake, you can be overdoing a salad, pumpkin seeds, and all of that stuff. You will still put on weight if you overeat. So don't overeat at any cost. Don't overeat Good food, don't overeat bad food. Eat in moderation, eat how much your body requires. It's all based on energy expenditure. The days you work out more, you eat more. The days you work out less, you eat less. Number 2 is your protein intake. Everything that you eat, every single meal, every single snack must have protein with it. You have breakfast, there should be protein with it. You have a snack, there should be protein with it. Lunch, dinner, there should be protein with it. Because when you have protein with your carbs and with your fats, you enable fat burn to happen automatically, and you also give the body a feeling of fullness so that you don't end up overeating. If you're only eating carbs, you will end up eating more and feeling more hungry quicker and quicker. So fats and proteins are 2 things that help you stay fuller for a longer period, and it helps you boost your metabolism. And it's great metabolism that helps you burn belly fat. Number 2, carbs. You need to understand that if you are trying to lose belly fat, you need to cut down on your carbohydrates. Now, I didn't say go no carb, because no carb, most people tend to put on more weight because the body requires energy. You need to go low carb. So if you're eating carbs at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, cut those carbs down to half. Increase your proteins and your fats instead so that you still have energy, you still have nutrients going towards your cells and your muscles. But you have to cut down carbs if you want to, reduce your belly fat. The biggest mistake women and men make is they go no carb completely. And when you go no carb, the first thing that gets compromised is your metabolism. And if you don't have good metabolic fire in you, you cannot burn fat. So that's about protein. Number 3, fats. For the longest time, people have believed that go fat-free, do oilless cooking, all of that stuff. You will have more weight and more health problems and brain problems and immunity problems and everything else. And your skin will age rapidly, your hair will fall rapidly. There are good fats and bad fats. You need the good fats. They're called essential fatty acids. You find them in good quality cold-pressed oils. Be it groundnut oil, be it pure ghee, be it coconut oil, be it any of your wood press and coal oils are good for you. You need them. Your nuts, your seeds, all of these things are good essential fatty acids. Just because the word is fat, it doesn't mean it makes you fat. In fact, you have good quality fats, it helps you burn fat. If you don't have the right amount of fat in your body, in your foods, it will not help you burn fat. So please understand that proteins and fats are essential at every mealtime, and there are bad quality fats which you should avoid, and there are good quality fats that you should have. Number 4, it's not a food. Everyone thinks fat loss and belly fat loss is related to food and exercise. Your sleep. If you have poor quality sleep, it doesn't matter how clean you're eating. It doesn't matter how fancy your gym membership is. If you don't have the right amount of sleep, you will not lose belly fat, period. There are thousands of people who keep coming to us for diets, but they don't want to change their sleep cycle. And at that point, we tell you you're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. I can give you the best diet plan, but your body requires quality sleep in order for fat burn to happen. So please understand that fat burn and belly fat is directly connected with the quality of sleep that you have. So you need to look at your sleep. We spoke about exercise and movement. When I look at data of about 10,000 people over the last couple of years who lost belly fat and maintained it, the top exercises were the simplest. Walking, yoga, a little bit of weightlifting, dance classes, all put together and done consistently. Today, people are punishing themselves with heavy workouts, intensive workouts. They're coming with more injuries and all of that stuff, but they don't have consistency. You need to understand that consistency and discipline are 2 ingredients for fat loss and belly fat loss. And you need to understand that simple exercises can help you burn that fat if you do it consistently. Now, if you are athletic and you can do high intensity workouts, you need to understand that recovery is equally important. Okay, some people work 6 out of 7 days, every single day, and they say, Luke, we don't lose belly fat. We've got tone on our arms and everywhere else, but we don't lose belly fat. And we just make them add in recovery. A day of recovery every 3 to 4 days, and they start losing belly fat like that. Recovery is important. When you're constantly battering your body with exercise, you're increasing your inflammation, your cortisol levels, your estrogen, and that's why you lose weight everywhere else except your belly. So exercise, please understand a sedentary lifestyle is the reason why you cannot lose belly fat. So people say, oh, I worked out 1 hour, but you sat for the rest of the 12 hours. So even if you have a sitting job, every 1 hour, get up, stand, touch your toes, stretch, you need activity. More than exercise, you need to be active throughout the day. I know so many people who don't have a 1 hour gym workout, but they have activity throughout the day. They're walking, they're doing stuff, they're on the move, and they still lose all of their belly fat. So it doesn't have to be that 1 hour workout if you don't have time for it. You can space out 10-minute walks after each meal in between. You can accumulate more and more steps, activity, and that's what helps you lose belly fat as well. Stress. Everyone says we all have it. Yes, we all have it, but what are you doing about it? Just agreeing that you have it is not going to solve any of your problems in life. If you have high stress levels, you have high cortisol levels. If you have high cortisol levels, you have high estrogen levels. If you have high estrogen levels, you cannot lose belly fat, period. Eat the best diet, work out at the best gym, sleep as much as you can, but if you are chronically stressed, you will not lose belly fat. And when you're chronically stressed, guess what? That changes the way you eat. You choose the wrong foods. You choose to miss your sleep because you're stressed. You want to watch TV. You want to watch Netflix. You eat more sugar. Your stress levels are high. You choose to miss your workouts because you don't feel good. You're stressed all the time. It's a vicious cycle. So in fact, most people who struggle to lose belly fat, before you even look at your diet, start looking at your emotions and your stress levels. Start getting into deep breathing, pranayama, yoga, meditation. First, fix the root cause of your problems, your decision-making abilities, which is controlled by your emotions. That's number one. But most people are not willing to do that because they still have a mindset of diet and exercise. Well, if diet and exercise worked, why is fat loss still the most Googled word? Belly fat loss. It doesn't. Change your mindset. Yes, nutrition is important, exercise is important, but more your emotions and your sleep. Number five is your fasting. We all know the circadian rhythm fast. If you do it the right way, you will lose body fat. I have people who are losing 12 to 14 kilos in 3 to 5 months only by getting into a 12-hour circadian rhythm fast. You need to understand, don't make it into a fad. Do it, your body will take a little bit of time, but as your metabolism gets higher and higher, you will start losing inches and shrinking by just smart fasting. You want to make sure that you have enough of fiber. How can you have enough of fiber when most of the fad diets are not allowing you to eat most fruits, vegetables, lentils, grains, and all of that stuff? You need fiber to lose belly fat. As simple as that. So if you're on a fad diet that deprives you of fiber, you will not be able to lose belly fat. Yes, and of course what we need to understand is putting it all together. So introspect. What are the things in my life that I need to change? Not what your friends are doing, not what Bollywood's doing, not what Hollywood's doing. Everyone is different. You need to look at your life and say, yes, I am lazy. I don't do things consistently. Yes, those few little cheat meals, which I think I'm rewarding myself with, is causing my problem. My getting up at 3 a.m. and eating chocolate in the fridge is my obstacle. You have to be real with yourself. But when we have an attitude of complain and blame, you find everyone in the world to blame for your problems and your issues of not losing weight. You blame your nutritionists, your doctors, your gym trainers, everyone around you. But you want to look at the little things that you're missing out, which if corrected, can help you lose belly fat. You should understand, if you're holding on to a lot of belly fat, your body is screaming to you. It is telling you that you have a hormonal imbalance and you need to make lifestyle changes. You cannot punish weight off your belly. Your hormones are working together to keep it there, and you need to you need to get your hormones in balance, and that takes relaxation, taking it easy, calming down, not abusing your body with too much of exercise or strict dieting. You got to take it easy and one step at a time. But we're all in a hurry to lose weight because most of us have attached our self-worth with society, with what people think, their opinions. Oh, I have a wedding to attend. Okay, fine, you have a little bit of belly fat right now. Attend a wedding. Let that be a motivation for you in the future to lose your weight, so for the next weddings you can fit into your dress. But people get so desperate and so anguished and stuff because you can't be happy in your own skin. You've attached your self-worth to other people's opinions, and when you do that, they control you. You are no longer in control. They control you and everything that you do because your self-worth is attached to other people's opinions and society. But look at your body today. You may have a little bit of belly fat. Fine. Am I doing the right things to lose that? Yes. Now surrender. Go back to living your life. But people lock themselves. They stop socializing. They stop doing this. They start wearing stuff under their clothes to conceal fat. You're only fooling yourself and depressing yourself more and more. If you have to be accepted, in society for how you look, And that little fat or that fat that you have on your belly, all you're going to have in your life is misery. Is misery, misery, and misery. We deal with some of the most beautiful women and men, actors, models, all of that stuff, who are so conscious all the time about what people think about them. Their lives are miserable. On the screen and everywhere else, people will think, wow, they have everything, they're happy. No, they're unhappy, because every time they step out, they are only stressed about what people are going to think about them and say about them. I understand that's their livelihood, all of that stuff. But you, what about you? If you need other people's opinions to make you feel good, right now you are miserable already. I don't know a single woman or a man who's come to me, reached that figure, gone out and, enjoyed their lives. They've come back with a new problem. Oh, now I have a little fat under my arm. Oh, now, my face is sagging. They are never happy. Never happy. And you have one lifetime. You have one lifetime. When you're on your deathbed, you're not going to be thinking about your fat on your body. You're not going to be thinking about, which dress you didn't fit into. So please, yes, lose that weight. Lose that weight. You feel good. Your self-confidence goes up. All of that stuff. But don't be so attached to it that you become miserable and you remove all happiness from your life. Okay, you have excess belly fat, women especially, you must lose it. Because by the time you hit menopause and you have a further fluctuation of your estrogen, it's going to get more and more difficult. So yes, if you have a lot of belly fat, please work the way we just discussed it, with simple lifestyle changes to lose that fat, and men as well. You don't escape that. Today, half the men out there have libido problems, they have erectile dysfunction, they're lethargic, they're depressed, they have low testosterone levels, and you can look at the belly fat and understand exactly what's happening in their system. You want to change your life? Start working out a little bit. Start eating well. I think most people think that Monday to Friday I'll do everything, and then they screw up their weekend so badly by overeating, binge drinking, all of that stuff, that they've taken away all the good that they did in 5 days in a week. You got to respect your body. You need to respect every part of it. In fact, some of the healthiest people, they enjoy their lives. A lot of people think healthy people don't enjoy their lives. They don't go out at night. They don't party, socialize, all of that stuff. That's because they can find fulfillment and happiness over and above that. Okay, a lot of people who are just shallow and find excitement and entertainment and feel good factors only in stimulation, socializing and stuff like that, okay, they don't have a source of happiness. So they depend only on that to feel good. There's nothing wrong with socializing, going out, drinking, all of that stuff. But if that is your only source of happiness, you are miserable already. Find happiness sources from everywhere. Your work, your relationships, everything that you do, giving back. All of these things put together results in a fine hormone balance. And when your hormones are in balance, that is the only time you can lose your weight. So if you have a medical problem, fix the medical problem so that you can start losing weight. Most people, very few people have a medical problem. Most people have a lifestyle issue. So be honest with yourself. Sit down, introspect. Okay, most of you will find that you're lazy, you're inconsistent, you're indisciplined. And you'll have full of excuses, most of y'all. Okay? When you accept that, it's fine. There's nothing wrong about that. Accept it, then at least you put yourself on a path of what you need to change, rather than chasing diet after diet, exercise after exercise, and all of that stuff. That will not work. You need to introspect, find out what you need to do, and losing belly fat is an easy thing to do. It requires commitment, discipline, and the lifestyle changes that we spoke about.